Hey friends, thank you for tuning in to VR Revelations once again. God bless you. I hope you're having a nice day. We have some more alarming news here. It looks like Russia has just readied a nuclear capable missile. Apparently, they said that this nuclear missile is 12 times more powerful than the bombs dropped on Hiroshima. And to be perfectly honest, those aren't even close to the biggest nuclear weapons that they have. During the 1960s, I believe Russia detonated the largest nuclear weapon ever, which was the Tsar Bomba, it's called. You can go search for it on YouTube and you can actually see footage. So this thing was so massive. It was actually supposed to be bigger, but Russian scientists decided to tone it down a little bit because they thought they could create a hole in the atmosphere or something like that. It's now known scientifically that this technology, nuclear weapons, can literally be made exponentially bigger as long as the resources are there, like uranium. And so, pretty much humanity has the capability of literally destroying the planet with just a couple of these weapons. And, we have thousands of them, especially the United States and Russia. They both have the most, nuclear weapons, numbers in the thousands. I believe, according to the numbers, if you Google it, the U.S. has somewhere around 4,000 nuclear bombs, and Russia has over 5,000 nuclear bombs. And again, these are the public numbers. In secret, in reality, I'm sure the number is much higher. But any quick research will, make you aware that. With the current arsenal between all nations, we literally have the capability of destroying the planet not just once, but many times over. And again, this all plays into biblical prophecy. Of course, the Apostle Peter in the Bible prophesied of the end times. He said that there would come the day where the elements would melt with a fervent heat and everything would be dissolved. And, he said that around 2,000 years ago. Of course, by the Spirit of God, he prophesied of that. And, people always say, well, people throughout all the ages thought that they were living in the end time. That's a very keen observation because it's true. Just recently in 2012, a lot of people thought the world was going to end, and even before that in the year 2000. But what makes our time, our day and age special, as we talk here in the year 2022 with cell phones and all the technology that we have, that itself makes our our age special. But what positions us as the age of the end of days is the fact that these nuclear weapons were invented. And so, nothing happens randomly. Everything happens according to the will of God. And so, I do believe, we are going to destroy ourselves. We are going to fulfill that prophecy itself. And that's when, what Peter was speaking of in the Bible about the elements dissolving and all of that, that's when the prophecy is going to be fulfilled. And that's one of the signs of the end time, that we are living in the end time. And again, if you're not religious, you might be, you might tend to want to roll your eyes as I say this, but even the scientific community is pretty aware of this. The scientists have the doomsday clock, which, they move it closer to midnight, signifying catastrophe, human catastrophe, like Armageddon. And they've actually, for the last couple of years, with everything that's happened in the world, they've moved it up until 2 minutes until midnight. So all the signs are there, and it can be very stressing for people. People might want to, ignore all the news, but that is the fact of the reality in which we are living. So, it behooves us to pay attention to these things and to see if we can do something to remedy it. But the only remedy is to believe in God's word, to believe Him, to believe in God, and that all these things were spoken of, and that there is a way out. You just have to believe in God, and do live right, and just wait for these things to take place, and God will deliver you from them supernaturally, of course. And but yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this article here from Newsweek. Now, this has been reported by a couple of news sources. I haven't seen it on the mainstream media yet. But again, Newsweek is pretty mainstream, I would almost say. So let's go ahead and take a look at the article here. It says, video of an intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, on a silo launcher has been released by Russia's defense ministry and has been widely reported by the country's media in an apparent warning to the West of Moscow's nuclear weapons capabilities. So it looks like they pretty much have this missile ready to launch in the silo, and they're kind of, they've been showing this video in Russia throughout the media, and they're kind of flexing their what they're capable of, and especially with the U.S. Getting ready to send, missile defense systems, these Patriot missile defense systems that are, the weapons or the defense systems that the U.S. themselves use. So they are pretty capable, and Russia is kind of warning the U.S. almost, saying that, hey, look, if you continue to send these weapon systems to Ukraine, we're going to be forced to possibly use one of our smaller nuclear weapons, which again, we definitely don't want to see on TV any nuclear explosions. Then if we do see even a small one, and again, this is a small one for what Russia has, but it's 12 times bigger and more capable than the ones dropped on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. And, when people saw those, they thought it was an act of God. Some people thought like the world was ending. They thought it was supernatural because something had never been seen like that in history. And this is 12 times bigger than that. So just imagine, the fear, that would really get people's attention, right? Your everyday person walking in the street, if they aren't paying attention now, once a nuclear bomb goes off, I guarantee you, then people will start calling for peace and action by these world leaders. Or it could just, spiral out of control. But I don't think World War III is going to start tomorrow yet, or anytime here soon, right, towards the end of the year. Because, again, we do have other prophecies that need to take place according to the Bible before the end, but I do think we are living in that time. Here is the picture of the missile here. So again, this thing is supposed to be 12 times bigger than the ones dropped on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. And these things have, technology in them, anti-radar. They can fly at supersonic speeds, so they're pretty much, invincible almost. It would be very difficult to take one of these down, and then let alone like 100 of them. So even though we do have these defense systems in these countries, or these countries have them rather, if there was to be an all-out nuclear war, it would be impossible to shoot down that many missiles. So it would be guaranteed, mutually assured destruction. The missile, it looks like it can be prepared to launch in 7 minutes. So it has a very quick launch time. So if they get a warning in 7 minutes, that thing can be on its way to its target. Looks like the silo is prepared, and this is recent news here. Russia is pretty much warning the U.S. that they're thinking about using these weapons, if things continue to escalate, if the U.S. and the Western powers continue to help Ukraine. Anyways, pretty escalatory, or I don't even think that's a word, but a lot of rhetoric here that is leading to a lot of escalation and things like that. So very interesting. Anyways, let me know your thoughts down below, guys. Again, I am trying to cover the news as it comes in. I would appreciate it if you give the video a like and if you subscribe for future news. That will be it for this video. Again, the truth is stranger than fiction. Thank you for tuning in. God bless. Have a wonderful day.